Monday, Channel 4's Dave Williams made the jump from the mornings to the evenings to become the station's new chief meteorologist. And in this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I talk exclusively with him about his new job. So Dave, on Monday you became the chief meteorologist for Channel 4, forecasting the weather at 6, 7, 11.
Yep.
Tell me, did you ever think that you would be the chief meteorologist here?
I didn't necessarily think I would be the chief meteorologist here. It was always a goal of mine to become a chief meteorologist somewhere, and I got really lucky because Tom Crawford wanted to spend a little bit more time with his family.
Yes.
He's still a valuable team member here of our weather team, and he decided to work the mornings, and that opened the door for me to become the chief in the city that I love. So I'm really lucky to be the chief here.
And before the evenings, you actually were the morning meteorologist here.
Yeah, and I loved it. The people that watch in the morning,
Yes.
The crew that I work with in the morning, great people. The worst part about the morning show is getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I was going to ask you how it was like during the mornings.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. So
Yes.
it's a lot better now. I get to almost sleep like a normal person.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me, what brought you to Charleston and Channel 4 in 2006?
Well, I was working up in Florence and Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
And I love it up there. I love the folks up there, but it's not really a city. And when I saw the opportunity to move down to Charleston, I sent my tape and everything like that, and I was offered the job, and I jumped at the chance to come down here because even when I lived up in Myrtle Beach, we would come down to Charleston all the time. Yeah, I just love the city.
Yes.
It's great.
And in fact, while on the Grand Strand, I understand that you had an opportunity to witness a F4 tornado.
Actually, it was an F4 that hit inland when I was a little kid.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, we used to go on vacation to Myrtle Beach every year,
right?
and I was probably like 4, 5 years old,
Yes.
maybe a little older.
Yeah.
But we were driving from Charlotte to Myrtle Beach, and along the way we went through this small town of Bennettsville,
Yes.
and an F4 tornado had come through Bennettsville, and I still remember to this day the pecan trees and the oak trees just pulled up out of the ground and their roots sticking right up in the air. So it was really made an impact on my life, and that's one of the reasons I became a meteorologist, is because of some of the things I remembered from when I was a kid.
And so, besides that particular event, do you have any other events that actually stick out in your mind?
Oh, sure, and there's another South Carolina one. I've got a picture at home. It's of my dad and my mom took the picture.
Wow.
She's on the beach, and it was after Hurricane David came through in 1979.
Right.
And there's a picture of my dad and I sitting up on top of this cliff where the beach used to be.
Yes.
So Hurricane David just took all the beach away from Myrtle Beach. So I remember that. I remember back in Ohio there was a tornado, an F5 tornado that went through a small town of Newton Falls, and then it went over into Beaver, Pennsylvania. I still remember that like it was yesterday. And that was really one of the reasons I became a meteorologist, because I thought people might not have had the warning that they needed when
Sure.
the storm came by.
Yes.
And that's really how I value my job. Not as a guy on TV, but as the guy that you can trust to bring you the watches and the warnings when you need that valuable information.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so let's go back to Myrtle Beach for a minute. What was attractive about the South? Because you're from Ohio.
Had to keep mom happy.
Okay.
It was funny because I was working in Steubenville at the time, and I was sending tapes all across the country trying to get a job.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
And I happened to send one to Myrtle Beach, and my mom kept shooting down every opportunity that I brought in front of her. I was like, I could go to Oregon,
Yes.
or I could go to Kansas, and she'd say, no. And then I sent to Myrtle Beach, and I said, Mom, I'm flying down to Myrtle Beach for a job interview. And she said, oh, we'll come visit all the time and everything like this. So she was really excited because she was familiar with Myrtle Beach, and it's just a great place.
And speaking of Ohio, when you think of the state, what comes to mind?
Bad winter.
Really?
Very bad winter. It was a great place to grow up as a kid.
Yes.
I had a great childhood there in Ohio, but I'm glad to be in South Carolina, in Charleston. I feel like I'm a Southerner at heart. I was just born in the wrong place.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, describe to me the following in one word. Fishing.
Oh, fishing. Relaxing.
Yes.
It's relaxing. I'm very good at fishing, not so great at catching, but I just love to be out in the weather, and half the time I'll be sitting there fishing, just looking up in the sky, watching the clouds drift by, and I'll miss a bite altogether, but I just like to be outside,
Yes.
and fishing is just so relaxing.
One word to describe running.
Running. Peaceful.
Yes.
You wouldn't think of it as peaceful, but it really clears your mind.
It does.
Your feet hit the pavement and everything just kind of melts out of your mind, and you can just go and go and go, and once you're done, you're just, once again, relaxed.
Yes.
So it's a great way to kind of blow off some steam.
Yes. One word to describe the weather.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Absolutely fascinating. It's never the same thing from one day to the next.
Yes.
It's always something different. It's always a different challenge every day I come into work to figure out what it's going to do.
Right.
And even when you think you have it figured out, you don't, because it's just too much to model into one computer model to figure out what it's going to do. There are so many different solutions, and you just have to figure out for each solution what it's going to do. It's just fascinating. I love it.
Yes. One word to describe Channel 4.
Happy. It's a great group of people, and I can only count on one hand the amount of times I've seen people upset around here. Everybody's just happy, and if somebody is upset, you just kind of get together with your coworkers, and they bring you through the tough times. I mean, it's a happy family. It really is.
Yeah. One word to describe Dave Williams.
Dave Williams. Oh. Eccentric. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I'm just kind of all over the place, really.
Yes.
I mean, I'm very structured in what I do every day. It's got to be on time, but beyond that, it's kind of mass chaos all the time.
Yes.
Organized chaos, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, switching gears, what is something that people don't know about you? Because I heard you have a love for dogs.
Oh, I do have a love for dogs. I myself have a Boykin Spaniel.
Yes.
Her name's Coco.
Awesome.
I actually bought it for my wife for her birthday, so it's
Beautiful.
technically my wife's dog.
Right.
But she's a great dog. We both love her.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that I can help out organizations in the community,
Yes,
like Pet Helpers, Charleston Animal Society, and I jump at the chance to help them as often as I can. In fact, I'm just getting ready to judge the pet costume contest for Pet Helpers at Town Center. So I love to be involved.
Yes.
It's fun.
Yes, indeed. And speaking of love, let's talk about your wife, Heather. I understand that you've been married to her for some time now.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary back in June. And I knew that when I found somebody that could put up with me, I was like, this is the one to keep. No, she's awesome. She really she pulls me through the tough times, and she's my rock. I mean, she's just always there for me when I need her.
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know you just made this huge career change, but when you look into your crystal ball, what do you see in your future?
Heck, I could see myself sitting here for the next 30 years. I mean, I'm really only 36 years old,
Okay.
so I could forecast the weather in Charleston, if people want me to, for the next 30 years. I mean,
Yes.
I love it. I know if I were to go to a bigger market, I could maybe make more money, but
Okay.
it's definitely not about money. It's
Okay.
about quality of life.
Yeah.
And Charleston has the quality of life that I've really come to love.
Yes. And you can always go back to Myrtle Beach.
No. No offense, folks up in Myrtle Beach. I'll visit Myrtle Beach as often as possible.
Yes.
But no, this is home. It really is, because it's the first place since I left my mom's house when I was 18 years old. It's the first place I've actually felt like this is home.
Yes.
And the people here, they're my friends, they're my family, they're my coworkers. It's the place I want to be.
Well, Dave Williams, it was so good talking to you.
Great to see you, Quintin.
Thank you so
And
much.
good luck, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yes.